What would happen if the sun suddenly disappeared? Not exploded, not slowly died billions of years from now, but vanished instantly. Right now. No warning, no countdown. Just gone. Would Earth freeze immediately? Would we survive for a few days? Would humanity even realize what happened at first? And perhaps the most terrifying question of all: how long would it take before every living thing on Earth disappeared forever? The sun feels permanent, eternal. Every sunrise tricks us into believing it will always be there. But the truth is, every second of human history has depended entirely on one giant burning star floating 150 million kilometers away in space. Without it, humanity would never have existed. And without it, humanity would not survive. For billions of years, the sun has acted as Earth's life support system. It gives us heat, light, weather, seasons, food, and energy. Every forest, every ocean, every breath of oxygen exists because of the sun. But what if all of that suddenly stopped? What if, at this exact moment, the sun simply vanished from existence? The first thing you need to understand is that nothing would happen immediately, because light takes time to travel. The sun is approximately 150 million kilometers away from Earth, and sunlight takes around 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach us. That means if the sun disappeared instantly, humanity would continue living normally for another 8 minutes. People would drive to work, airplanes would continue flying, children would continue playing outside. Nobody would know the end of the world had already begun. Then suddenly, the sky would go black. Not nighttime black, something far worse. A cosmic darkness unlike anything humans have ever experienced. The moon would disappear, because moonlight is only reflected sunlight. Without the sun, the moon becomes invisible. Every planet in the sky would vanish. And for the first time in human history, Earth would become a lonely, frozen object drifting through endless darkness. But light isn't the only thing the sun provides. The sun's gravity controls the entire solar system. Earth orbits the sun at nearly 107,000 kilometers per hour. Right now, at this exact moment, our planet is constantly falling around the sun due to gravity. So, what happens if the sun disappears? Would Earth stop moving? No. Earth would continue traveling through space, but no longer in orbit. Instead, our planet would fly forward in a straight line into the darkness of the universe, completely alone. The terrifying part is that humanity probably wouldn't die immediately. At first, many people might even survive. For a few hours after the sun disappears, Earth would still retain some heat trapped in the atmosphere and oceans, but temperatures would begin falling almost immediately. Within 24 hours, average global temperatures would drop below freezing. Most plants would begin dying because photosynthesis would stop instantly. No sunlight means no energy for plant life, and without plants, the entire food chain begins collapsing. Within days, panic would spread across the planet. Governments would fail, electricity systems would become unstable, food shortages would begin almost immediately. And as the darkness continued, humanity would realize something horrifying. The sun is never coming back. After 1 week, average temperatures on Earth would fall to around minus 17 degrees Celsius. Entire cities would freeze. Roads would become buried under ice. Most animals unable to adapt to extreme cold would die. The oceans, however, would not freeze immediately. Water holds heat surprisingly well. Even after weeks without sunlight, parts of the oceans would remain liquid beneath the surface. And strangely enough, the last surviving life on Earth might exist deep underwater. Near hydrothermal vents on the ocean floor, some organisms survive using heat from Earth's core rather than sunlight. Tiny ecosystems hidden in complete darkness, life forms that do not depend directly on the sun. Could these deep ocean creatures outlive humanity? Possibly, but humans on the surface would face a nightmare unlike anything in history. Imagine waking up every day to total darkness. No sunrise, no warmth, no blue sky, only freezing winds moving across a dying planet. Within 1 year, Earth's average temperature would fall below minus 70 degrees Celsius. Most of the oceans would begin freezing from the top down. But interestingly, beneath the thick ice layers, liquid water could still exist for thousands of years because of geothermal heat trapped deep below. Could humans survive underground? Some scientists believe small groups might survive temporarily using nuclear energy and underground shelters. Massive bunkers could provide heat and artificial light. Hydroponic farms might grow food indoors. But for how long? Years? Decades? Eventually resources would run out. And humanity would face an impossible truth. We were never independent from the sun. Every civilization in history depended entirely on one star. Without sunlight, Earth slowly transforms into a frozen graveyard drifting through space. But perhaps the most terrifying part of this scenario is what happens psychologically. Humans evolved under sunlight. The human brain depends on daylight for mental stability. Sunlight controls sleep cycles, hormones, emotions, and biological rhythms. Without sunlight, depression and psychological collapse would spread rapidly. People would lose all sense of time. Days and nights would no longer exist. The concept of morning would disappear forever. Imagine a child born after the sun vanished. A child who never sees blue skies, never feels sunlight, never watches a sunset. Could humans even psychologically survive in a world without light? Or would humanity slowly lose its mind in the darkness? And what about the stars? Ironically, without the sun lighting Earth's atmosphere, the night sky would become more beautiful than ever before. The Milky Way would shine brilliantly across the heavens. Billions of stars would become visible, but that beauty would come with a terrifying realization. Every star in the sky is unimaginably far away. Too far to save us. Too far to help humanity survive. Earth would become an isolated frozen ship drifting endlessly through the cosmic ocean. A dead world surrounded by silent stars. And maybe that's the most terrifying truth of all. Humanity feels powerful. We build cities, nations, technologies, and civilizations. But our entire existence depends completely on one star. A star that could destroy us simply by disappearing. The sun is not just part of our solar system. It is life itself. Without it, Earth becomes a frozen memory lost in the darkness of space. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another mystery from CurioVerse. And tell us in the comments, what do you think would be the most terrifying part of living on a world without the sun?